Hi, Trail Network listeners. This is Katie Asmuth. Here in the pod, we felt an urgent need to start today's episode by honoring Renee Good and Alex Preddy and the millions that feel threatened and unsafe in the United States. Like many of you, we feel helpless, but we are paying attention, and we do not stand for this injustice. What's happening in Minneapolis and across the country is unacceptable. We reject the cruelty, hatred, and division, and we believe silence is not an option. As athletes, we have a platform, and with that comes responsibility. We want to use our voices to amplify this moment and to encourage you to use yours. Call your senators, donate, support organizations doing the work. Check out standwithminnesota.com and call 202-224-3121 to be connected to your senators. With that, we'll continue with the podcast, hoping this space can offer some connection and positivity. Thank you for listening. Hello, Tabor Hemming. Welcome to the Trail Network podcast. How you feeling? How you doing?
Doing great. Happy to be on here. Listen to so many great episodes. So now I get to be on one, which is super exciting and humbling.
Super exciting. Okay, tell our listeners, if they don't know who you are, I'm sure everybody who's listening knows who you are, but introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you live, what you do for fun.
Yeah. So Tabor, I am a professional trail runner for Adidas and also Precision Fuel and Hydration. I live in a really small mountain town in Colorado. I was born and raised on a ranch, and my husband and I run and compete on the trails together and are going to use up our bodies to the best of their capability until they can give no more, and then we'll figure out life after that.
Suck them dry. Let's just beat them to the ground. Okay, on top of running and on top of working at a cattle ranch, you also have your own podcast, Hemming and Hawing.
We do.
It's so fun. Everybody should listen. Big fan.
Aw.
And you have your own YouTube series, which I should follow more. I'm just not a big YouTuber, but I know people are like either podcasters or YouTubers, but I want to get into this and we'll get into this later. I came across your YouTube channel because I researched the Joshua Tree Traverse, and that was the first thing that came up. So anyways, I chuckled when I listened to your episode when you guys were talking about your most recent FKT, and I was like, I listened to the one from 2 years ago because I was researching it for my own attempt, which was kind of fun. So anyways, we'll get into the Joshua Tree Traverse, but you are also a podcast host and a YouTuber. What are you? Do you write newsletters? What else? Is there a Substack in there that I'm?
Yeah, we have a Substack that is not nearly as frequently used.
Okay.
I feel like writing is definitely one of those ebb and flow things.
Oh, I subscribe to it. I just haven't gotten it in a while, I feel like.
No, we haven't really done an update.
Okay.
We want to revamp it and use it more as like a pre and post race reflection spot. Yeah, I just feel that a lot of people don't read your Substack thoroughly, and I really enjoy good writing. And so that I'm like, who are we writing for? But I know there's an audience, and
There's
so
an audience.
we need to get
You're
back.
reminding me,
Yeah.
which is really bad that I didn't bring that up. But it's called the Hemming Way, I believe. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, these names.
Play on words again.
It's so good. So good. How could you not have a Substack with that last name? I mean,
Right.
come on.
Thank you to my husband.
At first, we want to talk about Black Canyon because you are about to race. But I do want to talk a little bit about you and your career, not going too far back. But before you were with Adidas TERREX, you were with Solomon. And before that, you ran in college.
Yep.
And then I'm assuming you ran in high school.
Yeah, did the whole like presidential fitness test in elementary school,
Won
middle
that,
school,
and you're
high school.
like professional trail runner, clearly.
Obviously, next logical step. So yeah, kind of been the classic, started young and just kept doing it and enjoying it and loving it, with obviously some bumps in the road along the way, but I think it reinforced that it's something that I like doing, even if it's not always easy to do.
What did you major in college?
I am a political communication and religious studies.
Ooh, Isn't that
Yeah,
interesting?
come
You're
come debate with me.
I love that. Yeah, is that political communication, we could really use some better political communication lately.
We
So,
could.
you
Yeah,
know, I think that Adidas needs to put a pause and you need to like come to the workforce, sister, because we really need you right now. Um,
I know. Boots on the ground. I'll just, I'll pivot real hard
pivot.
here for the
Um,
next 6 months.
yeah, just for a bit, and then you go back to running. Okay, so
Yeah.
you majored in pretty heavy stuff. I mean, in religious studies. Tell me what was the religious studies about?
Yeah, so I come from a very conservative and Christian background
Okay.
family. I had a lot of questions that I wanted answers to, and I didn't want it to come from one biased source. And so I thought, I'll try religious studies, have my dogmas challenged at a very liberal arts school. And then also they say that there's separation of church and state, but there certainly is not. And I'm really passionate about politics. And so I figured I'd like to merge both of them. But also, you need that communication piece to be able to then voice your opinion correctly and debate it and make a stand for it. And so it all just kind of came together really nicely. And then I thought about going to law school when I was in like my sophomore year. And then running definitely took me a different path, but I was interested in that path. And so that would have been a good gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was easy to study something that you liked when you were training really hard in school. So
So, do you think you'll ever use that in a professional way?
I don't know. I think it's given me a lot of skills already just in like learning how to communicate for what you want,
Mhm.
especially as a woman.
Mhm.
Um, and so I don't know where that would take me later, but I know I have the tools now that if I wanted to go into the workforce in more of a professional setting, I could use it. But I'm really good at negotiating contracts.
Oh, love that. I mean, actually, would you ever consider being an agent? Is that something that interests you?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really fun. Yeah, I kind of like that back and forth. I like that nitty-gritty stuff. And it's kind of fun to have like I don't know, your heart in the fight, whether it's for you or someone else,
sure.
and it's like, "No, no, you deserve this, and this is why
Sure.
you deserve it." So that's kind of been fun. I get to use it in that
Well,
aspect.
and maybe for some of your athletes, since you're a coach as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How many
And we
athletes do
we
you have?
have it really ebbs and flows, and Eli and I coach them together. So it really depends on the time of year. So yeah. And we have we have like some skimo athletes, we have some runners, we have some cyclists. So yeah, just kind of a nice conglomerate of different individuals that keeps us on our toes. Oh my gosh.
I bet. Okay, are you
Yeah.
open for new
Oh,
athletes?
we are. Yep.
Okay,
New year, have a few spots open. We definitely always make sure that they're a good fit for us because we want to make sure that they love us and we love them and it's awesome. We're not just like, oh yeah, anybody, warm body, come on in. But yeah, I we have some spots open right now.
awesome. Okay, so if somebody was interested in talking with you more about coaching, how would they get in touch with you?
So the best way is usually through Instagram.
That she only
uh
checks when she's on her computer.
Exactly, but we've had some issues. We have a website and people use the form submit on the website.
Okay.
And when we respond back, it usually goes to their spam. Because our email for that is aerobicmonsters@gmail.com. And Gmail really doesn't like us.
They don't like
And
the word
so
monster.
I guess not. So we
What
get sent
is
to spam a
what does
lot.
the brand Monster do? Like, they just they're in your
They're
spam.
like, "This is demonic. We're gonna put this in spam for you so your kids are safe."
Okay.
Like, yeah, you're gonna be in danger if you get coached by them. They like running.
They like running. Okay, so that's super interesting. Now you've graduated college. What college did you go to?
I went to University of Colorado Boulder, so
Okay.
CU.
Okay.
Yep.
So you go to University of Colorado Boulder. I feel like I should know that from the podcast. Anyways, you run there, and then you decide right after college that you want to pursue professional running, or was there a bump in there?
Well, so unfortunately, I graduated 2020. So when I graduated from home, and I really wanted to pursue professional running for track and road. And unfortunately, brands were kind of like, unless you won NCAAs, sorry, like we don't know what's going to happen globally to anything.
Yeah.
And so didn't get picked up, but was like, that's okay. I'm just gonna, put my head down, find some mismatched jobs that would make running doable. And I did that for a year. And then, the world started opening back up in 2021. And my husband was slated to compete at Tokyo Olympics. Got injured, unfortunately, and we kind of took the summer as like, let's just go do stuff that isn't like that takes out the rigidness of training. And so we had gone to Buena Vista and done Jason Schlarб's, I think it was called like the Spirit Trail Race. And it was so fun, and yeah, he was like awesome, so welcoming, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, like people are so nice here. Like they want to talk and have beers afterwards, and like this is great." So after we finished that, we were walking to go get burgers, and we're like, "Wow, we could be trail running vagabonds. Like this would be so cool." And then we kind of put a pin in it, and
You're like, actually, we need to make money.
yeah, we're like, what? You're kind of making money in triathlon right now,
Yeah.
and like I'm trying to make it as this track runner. And then come 2022, we're like, you know what? We're burned out.
Mm.
Like both of us, we're just going through the motions at a certain point. And so we're like, let's just jump full in. And when we did that, we reached out to Andy Wacker because he went to CU and he had done like the track, the road, the trail. And we're like, perfect, great guy to know. And we're like, what trail races do we do?
Was this before or after the trail team that Andy Wacker founded?
Way
Okay.
before. Yeah. When we were just like, Andy, like, where do we run? And he's like, oh, you do Broken Arrow. Okay. And then he's like, you do US Mountain Running Champs. And we're like, okay. And then he's like, you do Cirrus and all. And we're like, what state is that in? And he's like, Switzerland. And we're like, oh, okay.
We should get
We haven't
sponsored.
Yeah, we're like, this is getting really expensive. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but I think that was really good. We knew we liked it because then we invested in ourselves.
Right.
And I think it's easy to be into something that a sponsor pays for everything. You're like, yeah, I get to go on these trips. But when you're shelling out the money yourself, it's like, okay, yeah, I have to be into this.
Right.
And I have to like make sure I really like it because a trip to Europe is not cheap. So yeah, that's kind of how we transitioned. 2022 was really the start, and then made it professional with Solomon in 2023, and now we're here.
So, and then you switched. You've been with Adidas TERREX for a year or 2 years? 2 years.
Yeah, we just finished our second year, so in the third.
Okay.
Yep.
What I hear is that, so Eli Hemming, if you don't know, is her husband. And
Yes.
he is one of the best. 50K? I would say 50K. Would you say that?
We're trying to get him into the 100Ks.
Keep
But the
swinging.
50Ks are where he's at right now.
I mean, he keeps swinging, and we're all just like waiting for that bubble to burst, right? But I think we all know that he's capable of doing what Francesco Pupi did, where he was like the 50K athlete and then just like knocked it out of left field. And we're like, whoa, okay, now you're a 100K specialist, And it's like,
yeah,
we all know Eli's about to do that. Now that you have a sauna, it's like, watch out, competition.
exactly.
So you've talked a lot about Eli and your progression. When did the two of you connect? Or when did you guys meet?
So we were supposed to meet when we were like 13. We had a family friend, and she was mutual, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I have this boy for you." And then she'd tell him, "Oh my gosh, I have this girl for you." And we're both like, "No, like you
And
don't.
I'm
Thanks."
13.
Yeah. And then I saw him and he had like Bieber hair at the time. And I was like, no, pass. Like, I'm good. And then fast forward to college, and he was a professional triathlete. And
At
he
CU?
no, so he was a short course, so Olympic distance.
Okay.
So he was the number one US men's triathlete for like he did that for over 6 years.
Okay, and you're
Yeah,
like,
so it
"That's
was traveling.
kind of I'll take the Bieber hair because that's kinda hot," sort of a thing? Like, you're able to like, alright,
Like,
I'll talk. We'll go to coffee."
talk to you. You like are sun kissed and wear a speedo, and it looks really good. And uh, but no, mutual. Then another mutual friend was a triathlete as well, and he posted a photo, and Eli was in the photo, and I was like, "Wow, who's that cute boy?" And so I clicked on who the cute boy was, and it happened to be the kid that I learned about when I was 13. So I slid into those DMs, asked if he wanted to get coffee, and he agreed. And then, yeah, that was in 2019. So here we are
How long have you been married?
for 4 years.
For 4
Yeah,
now.
this will be our 5th year.
What would Eli say about Tabor in one word?
Ooh, um, talkative.
Ooh,
No.
talkative.
Or
Okay.
I think maybe passionate is a better word.
Okay.
Yeah. Once I get onto something, I'm very passionate about it, and maybe to the point of obsession.
Like
But
marsupials?
there's a lot of yes, I love marsupials. Wombats, kangaroos, platypuses. Um,
All in. I love it. Okay. So if you had to say one word about Eli, what would that be?
I would probably have to say, if I can use this as even no, that's 2 words, but even keel.
Okay.
He's like, no matter what's happening in life, he takes it very like he's never going to let himself get too high about something or too low about something. He's like, I'm just going to take it. And he's emotionally very stable, which is probably really good for me because emotionally I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And then, oh my gosh, this is the best. And yeah, he's like, just steady Eddie.
You know, isn't that funny? Your word for yourself, passionate, and for him, it's even keel. It's almost like the opposite, right? Where maybe not necessarily opposite, but very different. And it is kind of cool to see how they would complement each other. I'm thinking about I'm more like you, where I feel and I love to feel. Don't hold me back. I want to feel all the feels. I want to feel the highs. I'll feel the lows. But I know with the lows, I'll also get to the highs, so it's okay. Like I don't go too low because I'm like the high's coming. But I feel like also with my husband Pete, he's much more even keeled, which is interesting.
Maybe that's men. Maybe they're
So
just like hanging out in just one plane of like, we're okay.
I do
We're
think it's
not
really good as an athlete because I think that I mean, you know, I think you kind of learn it, or at least I will say speak for myself, but I feel like I had to learn that, and that changed almost my personality a bit while doing ultra running because I was like, I can't waste so much energy being so emotional. Like I'd get to a view and be like, oh my God. And like, you know, like this is amazing. Well, I still do that when I'm training. But when I'm racing, I like, you know, kind of try and dial it down
yeah,
a little bit or at least keep it internal
yeah,
to like, you know, use too much. But I do think that that excitement brings you like gets you out of a lull, you know, and you're like, you see the positive in things. Um, anyways, but any thoughts on that? I don't
well,
know.
so
Maybe I'm just speaking for myself.
well, no, I think like in ultras, that's using energy, right?
Yeah.
So like you can be really positive at a race and then say you have a low moment, which in an ultra you're always gonna have a low moment. If you don't, I'm pretty sure you're lying. And you have to learn how to not let that like take so much energy away from you. Otherwise, you're just gonna be like walking and then it's gonna be sad, and then you're gonna get really low, and then you're gonna be like, ultra
So
running's stupid. Kicking rocks.
let's jump into Black Canyon because you're about to race,
Yeah.
you're about to tell the line. You're racing Black
Yep.
Canyon 100K. How is training going?
It's been going really, really well and so much better than this summer and early fall. Yeah, I had been misdiagnosed with Haglund's deformity and had been doing a bunch of rehab to manage that, which turns out is the completely wrong rehab for what I needed to be doing. That I have actually severe insertional Achilles tendinopathy. So everything I was doing was just pissing off the insertion. And so now it's been, 5 months of kind of repatterning and also getting back the integrity of the Achilles that I just kind of ruined since last May. And so now training's been, going really good. We've had just like 14 weeks of uninteresting, non-emotional, just doing the same thing. And it's been working really well. And we kind of went back to our basics of we run, but we do a lot of volume through cross training. And yeah, right now, healthy and happy and getting very hungry to race because it has been 14 weeks of a lot of volume. And so I'm like, yeah, that taper sounds real good.
How many miles per week are you running?
I honestly don't keep track.
Yeah. Same. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I would say hours wise, probably anywhere from 14 to 15 hours a week. And a lot of that's pretty quality. I'm getting in like 20 plus hour training weeks every week. But yeah, a lot of that again is doing on the bike, doing on skis, and then just making sure I'm feeling fresh and ready on those run days.
20
So
hours, including cross training. You're saying
yeah,
15 running, 20 hours with cross training. That is
at least
massive,
20.
Tabor.
Yeah, it's been a big build, but
Wow.
no, we were doing it 2 years ago and it was really working for us. And then we got a little off path and tried some other things and they didn't quite work for us, but this has. And yeah, we're healthy and it's been fun.
I mean, that's amazing that you were able to figure out your Achilles tendinopathy.
Yeah.
You said you were misdiagnosed. So is this through imaging or what happened?
So unfortunately, I should have just got imaging right away and instead got like chiropractor and physio, like just looking at how my ankles looked and just immediately being like, oh my gosh, you have like severe Haglund's. And turns out it was just how inflamed the Achilles was creating so much inflammation around the heel bone. And the way my heels are shaped naturally, they look a bit lumpier, I guess you could say. But yeah, so it was just had been just people physically looking at them and saying, wow, those are like huge heels. That's your issue.
Huh.
And so then finally I got to a breaking point where I thought maybe surgery was going to be the option. I had talked to MK, and she had just gotten it. And I was like, maybe I'm going to have to travel down this road. So I kind of want to get like the right health insurance going. And we went and got an imaging done. And they were like, no, your heels are fine. Like you just have a lot of scar tissue buildup and thickening of the Achilles, and the tissue itself is so inflamed that is what's causing it to look as bad as it looks.
Wow.
So
What a relief, though.
it's like it was a forward moment of, that was best case scenario that I could have ever hoped. Because I had pretty much accepted like, shoot, I got Haglund's, like this sucks. And thankfully I don't. So I can do the right things now and not just keep digging my hole.
Did you take time off to let that inflammation die down a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, we took some time off right after we got back from Worlds.
Okay.
And just tried to take like I was gonna race Kodiak 50K, but decided to shut it down, got really sick after shutting it down, which I think the body was just like, yeah, you needed a break, like all the cortisol let down, and then just kept not doing anything but cross training for a while and let it chill out. So that was a good time.
Wow, clearly it was worth it. Amazing that you've been able to train such massive volume for over 3 months. Like, incredible.
It's been great.
Okay, so you're heading into Black Canyon for a ticket? Is that the goal? Are you wanting to race Western States?
I don't know yet. I think you have to be a very mature runner for Western states. 100 miles is a very, very long way. And I just looked at the field of Black Canyon and I was like, I want to get in a competitive 100K again because I don't think what happened at CCC was, first of all, it wasn't the day I was looking for, but I know I'm so much more capable of being up towards the front.
Yeah.
And it kind of is a good time to do it. That then there's not any big races for a while. So you can kind of full send this one and then be able to take a break,
Hmm.
reset for the summer in a way. So yeah, I don't know if I happen to get a ticket, what I'd say to it. I think it's a heat of the moment. I think it's also while you're running the race being like, wow, would I really want to run 100 miles? I think I'll have to answer that after the 61.8.
Or maybe like give it a pause, like give it the full 2
Yeah.
weeks. You get to
Yeah,
decide, right? We're like sleep on it a little bit.
for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, that's exciting. That's interesting though, because I have heard you say things like I would never run 200 miles. So I was curious what about the 100-mile distance because you haven't raced 100 miles yet, correct?
No,
Yeah.
no, I've never raced 100, like I've never finished 100K.
100K.
So,
Okay. So
yeah.
what's interesting to me is that you say that you need to be a mature runner, but you've run a lot. You're a coach. You revolve your life around running and training and
Yep.
being a professional. So it is interesting to hear that perspective of like you need to be a mature athlete to run Western States. Can you speak more? What does that mean to you? Like you need to be a smarter runner, you need to be more durable. What are you meaning when you say that? Just curious.
I just think it's really easy to think going up in distance in racing is like the logical next step. And
Mhm.
I think it's okay to test out different distances, but that doesn't mean that the end goal just has to be getting longer and longer and longer. And so like I even liked how Francesco
Mhm.
did, like he did canyons and he did the 100K and he had the opportunity to be like, yeah, I could go do Western this year, but I think he knew that he wanted a few more runs at that 100K
Yep.
distance. And so I think it's just being mature from that point of not being hasty and saying yes to things just because it's what our sport values is like the most important race in the US. And also what other people are just like, yeah, you got it, so you should take it. Like I think a great example is Helen, Faulkner. She's declined a ticket like
Multiple times.
so many
She has no
times.
desire. Yeah.
No, she's like, she watches people and she's like, no. And I kind of have a little bit of that feeling. Like I was Abby Hall's crew last year, like watching that, and you saw her at Robertson Flat. You're like, this doesn't look too bad. Like, yeah, okay. And then you see everyone at Pointed Rocks, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I revere you as a runner and the way you're running and the pain on your face. I'm like, I don't know if I'm that
That's
tough.
Mile
Like,
94 for those who are listening. Yeah. It was really fun because I was able to do the live streaming for the top 10 women, bringing them in from Rugby Point. So bringing Abby in with you, it was so fun. Eli was there. We had like a little group though, but I had the camera, and I'm like, don't worry, audio's not on. We can say whatever we want, but I'm like thrilled because this is like,
we can talk shit
I
at
mean,
this
but this was
point.
for me to have Abby win was like so incredible from a personal standpoint. Watching this
Yeah.
person that I've also grown up in the sport with, watching her win, it was so cool. What a performance! But it was so fun watching you guys come in because then I started thinking like, I wonder if they'd be interested in doing this anyway. So I was just really curious if that was
I think I
ever
was so
desire.
scared at that point because she was running so
She was
fast.
so
Like I
fast.
looked down at my watch at one point and we were running like
Uh-huh.
5:55
I
pace. So I'm
know.
like,
I know we hit the
what
track
is
and I'm like, girl,
happening?
I'm not going around that track with you. Like, I'm going to fall holding this camera. Like, you're sprinting like
Yeah.
a 200 around this track right now. Like, this is nuts. It was crazy.
Someone should have timed her last
Yeah,
300 for sure.
I know. That's got to be on Strava somewhere.
Yeah.
That needs to be a split. Like, how is that not a segment? Like,
Come on,
forget
people.
Roby Point to the finish. I want like hitting the track to the finish.
I want gate to finish.
Let's go. Gate to finish.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that if anyone's doing a track workout, they can't take it because they're not going to have run from the gate. Gate to finish.
Such a good
Make
point.
a Strava segment. There we go.
That's a good one. Oh, yeah. Are there any other segments I'd want? I mean, I think they're all there. That's the one that we need, though. We could make it. We can make that happen.
Maybe if I race Canyons 50K this year, I'll just like go over afterwards and be like, splitting this.
No, but you can't hit the track until it's race day. That's the problem. You know the
Nah.
curse? Yeah, you can't. No, nope, can't do it. Can't do it.
What about Emily? What about Emily Hogan? She like does workouts there.
Oh, she does. Oh, Emily. Quick break to thank Osprey for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. You have to go to their website right now. Is a last call sale up to 40% off for all of their best-selling past season packs and bags before they're gone for good. Check them out. This is the time. Up to 40% off. You know, we have all raved about the Osprey products, and this is your chance to get your hands on some of them. So let us know what you buy. We want to hear what your favorite products are, and we can rave about them too. Check it out at www.osprey.com. Now back to the show. Okay, something else we need to talk about is this Joshua Tree Traverse, because you went with Eli for the Joshua Tree Traverse FKT in like 2024, I want to say.
Yeah. Yep, started 2024.
Okay. So when I was looking up, I was doing a photo shoot in Joshua Tree with Hoka, with Helen Mino Faulkner, in what was it, April this past year in 2025. And I was like, if I'm going to Joshua Tree, might as well go try this FKT attempt, right? Literally decided like 2 days before. Like it wasn't a, right? So I don't know what I'm doing. I like trying to Google it, and this series comes up that you guys posted this video. It was so cool, super informative, and helped me. So thank you. Appreciate you doing that.
I'm glad we could be a knowledge base.
It was awesome. It was awesome. But then, okay, so then you just went back and you did another attempt and you like crushed it. What a performance in the middle of a huge build. Super fun. I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, it was I could have dealt with way less wind out there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That last 14 miles was hellacious.
So and sandy, so you're like, you feel like you're just barely moving because the wind is hitting you so strong. It's freezing.
Yeah.
You're in sand. It's like you're crawling. It's the worst.
And you can see roughly where you need to go. And you're like, wait, it looks so far away. Why is it so far?
And you're all alone. There's nobody around. I think I saw one person the entire time. What about you?
Yeah, I passed 2 hikers and I think they were slightly concerned. And I'm like, morning! I'm gonna run very hard past you. I'm not gonna stop. Sorry. Goodbye.
Bye. Hope you're having a good day. They're like, yeah, she's not having a good day. But you were. Yeah. You actually were. Your time, you crushed it. What was your final time? 4:33?
Yeah, 4:33. It was like 90 seconds off of Helen's. And I was like, well, I'm going to give it to the wind on this one. But I do think it's possible for women to go 4:30 on there. Yeah. I really think. I think on a great day, that could have been a 4:25. Yeah. And I think other women should go for it.
You need to go for it. Yeah. It's a weather thing. It's a weather thing. And I think if you time it perfectly, if it just rained, right? And it's like cool, had just rained, if you could pack down that sand. That's why FKTs are so funny, because it's so much about logistics in this way. Like you have to be so flexible, like to be able to just be like looking at the weather all the time. And this is the day. And but if it's a cool day, it had just rained, and there's no wind, or the wind's at your back, come on.
There you go. Yes.
Anyways, Joshua Tree FKT, Joshua Tree, you still got this supported, right?
Yeah, got the supported. Okay. So now we have the mixed gender and I have the supported. I think I need a little hiatus from doing it for a little bit.
Totally.
I think you do it once or twice, you're like, that's cool. And then your brain's like, I don't think I can run that sand for a while. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that. It was funny. I posted everything I knew, like all of my thoughts about it. I did the self-supported version, but I was thinking about there's so many spots. I'm like, I could have dropped water in so many different spots. I'm like, I could have made this so much easier on myself instead of carrying everything. Like that was dumb. Anyway,
That's how we did it the first year. We had no like, we were so terrified because it's, like, absolutely 0 water, like, through the desert, and we're like, "Oh my gosh." And so we both had, like, 2 liters on us and then started with the hand bottle, and and then as we're running, we're like, "We coulda stashed so many
I
times.
know. There's
What?"
so many fire roads that you could have easily gotten to. Anyways, I tried to write it all up on the FKT page because I was like, man, come on. Why are we making this so hard on ourselves? Anyways,
Be smarter.
be smarter. Be smarter. Work smarter,
Don't work
not
harder.
harder. There we go.
Yeah, work smarter, not harder.
That's a great mantra for trail running. Anyways,
Is.
I love it. Okay, well, that's really fun. Congratulations. And it was a massive effort after a huge build anyway. So that's got to feel really good. You got to feel really
Yes.
confident going into this race. I'm super pumped for you.
Aw. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm just excited to, throw down. It's been a while since running with other people, so be
Okay,
really nice.
can we talk about, we barely touched on this before I let you go because this is so fun. You barely mentioned your life. And I think that is one of the most interesting things about you. But you live on a cattle ranch that your family's owned for generations in the middle of
Yes.
nowhere. And it's like really just Eli. Like, what's your social life like? Like, you just, I mean, Eli,
Um,
right? Like, you like, and your
yeah,
grandma, and you get to hang out, and it's family and cows.
that
It's great. I'm
yeah,
throwing up.
social life consists of my family.
I love it.
Yeah, I've Eli, got him to be a great conversationalist. Our dog Muffins really can hold a room well now. Um, but we hang out a lot with my parents. My grandma, my brother and his wife live here as well, part-time. And then, yeah, when we need some more socialization, we invite people up. Chris Myers comes and hangs out with us pretty frequently, or we go down to Boulder. We have one other trail runner of our ability level in the county, and so we get together with him. But his schedule is hard too. So, a lot of runs are solo or, with
Yeah.
Eli, and we enjoy it. We're pretty introverted people. That's probably why we have the podcast and the YouTube is it's like reaching out for help.
Well, you're
Blink
connecting with
twice.
people, right? You're like, please, somebody interact
Yeah,
with
we're like,
me.
you're like, my communication skills, they're faltering. The cows,
They
there's
don't
just one
bite.
word
They don't
responses.
respond back. I just talk at
No,
you
they just moo
often.
at me.
Because a lot of your
Yeah.
life is you're working with cows day in and day out, right? I mean, or are there periods of time where you're not with the cows at all? Like if they're not giving
It ebbs
birth
and
or,
flows. Yeah, it's like right now is a pretty easy time because all you're doing is really feeding them. It should be very uneventful in the winter, beside the weather. And then, yeah, kind of like when March hits, that's when it's like go time of we're calving out all the mamas and the babies. And then you kind of work into like it's irrigation time and then it's haying season and then it's project season. And so, yeah, winter is definitely that time when it's like, oh,
training
you don't
season?
mess with stuff.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's great. Like, it's great foundational season. That you like, we have a lot of other things going. Like, we do coaching, we do our training. Eli now roasts for my parents' coffee shop. So, we have like a coffee roasting situation going. But like we make it work and yeah, we're busy people and we like it that way.
I love it. I love listening to the podcast is so informative. I'll tell you, I didn't know what a Heffler was, for instance.
Yeah,
No idea. And
yay!
I did not know. And I'm actually curious because you mentioned the difference between what's the sterile
A,
boy?
a steer.
A steer. Okay, you mentioned the difference between a steer and a Heffler in that they're both, well, the steer is a sterile boy bull, sterile bull,
Yep.
or
Yep.
sterile boy male cow, but cows are only
Yes.
female, so I was confused about that. So you call it a steer. That's what it is. And then, but why would you want a steer? I guess that's what I was confused.
Yeah, so mainly you castrate them because you don't want inbreeding within your herd.
Oh, okay.
And so what we do with those is we castrate them and then we fatten them up, and then they're beef cows. So then that's the portion that we sell off that then end up in the supermarkets, at Whole Foods, in people's freezer. So yeah, usually the steers are what's feeding the American people.
Okay, so you're getting the heifers pregnant in order to get more steers. Did I say that
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then once
Yeah.
they're pregnant, they're cows.
Yes,
Okay, great.
exactly.
Love that. I
You
need
got
to
it
clarify.
unlocked. You got this down.
Anyways, guys, you got to listen to our podcast because you learned so much about cattle. I had no
Right.
idea. This was not my world. I was fascinated. Anyways, it is a whole different part of life, but it is really interesting. How far out of Boulder do you live?
We are only 50 miles as the crow flies, but we're about a 3-hour drive. And we are kind of northwest of Boulder.
Okay. Do you feel like maybe it's the best of all worlds in the sense that you kind of have a like running retreat all the time, where when you think about outside responsibilities, obligations, like it's very predictable. Like you've got the cows, you've got your family, like you can train. There's not a lot of other distractions? Or do you feel like maybe it's not the best training ground because you don't have the running clubs and the social part of it that keeps you, or like a close airport, or I don't know, I'm just trying to think outside the box about like
Yeah.
why do you think living where you're living is a good choice as a professional trail runner? That's my question.
Yeah, I don't think where we live works for everybody. I think it works for us because, you're not worried about those Strava segments.
Yeah.
You're not worried about running someone else's long run at their pace when maybe you just need a jog day. Like, it's one of those things that we can have so much autonomy that I think it lets us just stay in our own lane.
Hmm.
And I think that's honestly for us what keeps us happy and keeps us coming back to racing and doing the sport. And then if we need that, the great thing is we can drive down and get it if we need it, or we go to a race. And I think that's why, like, we got poo-pooed a lot for racing so frequently.
Hmm.
But I think people didn't see it how we were using it. And we use racing very much as that social outlet. And not every race was tapered for. Not every race were we going being like, yeah, I should win this. Sometimes we knew, like, fifth would be a great day.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm
Wasn't
gonna
your
be
A
happy.
race. But that's interesting because that's less and less kind of what people are talking about right now, right? Like if you want to win Western States, then maybe should not be doing all these 100K, 50Ks beforehand or whatever. It's like really focusing on those races as like every race is an A race, which it's kind of hard because you're like, it's stressful. And then that one day you're sick, or that one day you trip on a rock and you fall, and there goes that. You just spent the last 8 months training for that one day, and like you have nothing to show for it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I like racing. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
social. You learn something every time. You grow
Yep.
every time, and you make
Yep.
memories, and that's what it's all about. I don't know.
And it desensitizes the start line.
Yeah.
Like, we lined up for CCC this year, and we could tell we hadn't been on a start line in a while. You get rusty. You're like I don't want to say like every race I get like so nervous, but I feel like the more you do it, the more you're like comfortable with those feelings. Like, you know how they feel and you know how to manage them, instead of all of a sudden you're like sitting there being like, I'm so nervous and I'm wasting all this energy. And kind of like how we were talking about the energy wasting in races. Like, I think you can do the same thing before, that you can waste all this energy and then what was it good for? Like, worrying about things you couldn't control? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good point. And I'm for it. I'm in the camp of race, have fun, learn from it, and then
Yeah,
put your ego aside. If you're like, yeah, this isn't my A race, I'm just gonna have fun with it. Like, I think that's maybe the part of it where it's hard, especially as a professional runner, to check the ego at the door and be like, that's not the intent of the day. But I think if you
yep.
go into the day knowing that intent, I'm gonna work on
Mhm.
nutrition. I'm gonna work on like competing and really like going hard in this one section, or conquering that hill, or whatever it is. It is that mindset. And I think that's also a part of mental toughness and mental training, really.
For sure.
Anyways, All right, so is that the plan this year? What are the goals for Tabor and Eli this year? Since you guys kind of come as a duo.
Yeah, we come as a package deal here now. Yeah, you'll see us on a lot more start lines. I think a lot of different race distances and just going back
Do we
to
get
kind
a
of what
sneak peek? No sneak peek, not yet.
it's still so up in the air of like I think we kind of are taking this race and then there's so many races on the schedule that we want to do, but it's like, how does it fit? Because like we love Big Alta. So it'd be great to go back. But then it's also like you have Gorge and then you have like Desert Rats is right in our backyard. And then it's canyons, like so we have a lot of choices. So we'll be at one of those.
Got it.
And then always at Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
I think that's just like a great fun weekend for us and we really like racing there.
Nice.
And then yeah, after that it's kind of like we'll see how things panned out before that, but definitely at one of the finals.
Yeah.
Eli still has to qualify at Desert Rats.
Okay.
For his requalification process because top 10 does not get that at CCC. And then he got super, super sick for Kodiak 100K. And so we were like, we need to requalify for you. So
But at least he fits in the window to be able to qualify before June because of his UTMB index, which is a perk.
exactly.
A new rule at UTMB, which we fought hard for. But it's also, it's tough because just let him. If you want to race and you're a professional runner, like, come on.
Just if you got top 10 in the final,
Like, give me a
come on.
break. Like, let's go. Yeah, if you get
Like, top,
let's just do that. If you got top 10, let him back in.
yeah, it's like Western. You get top 10, you get an automatic entry back in. You served your time.
You've done it. You've earned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I've
Yeah.
taken so much of your time, but I do have a quick little, like, I'm calling it the quick and dirty. They're like very
Ooh.
fast questions. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, hit me hard.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Bicarb, yes or no?
Not before races.
Ooh, good one. I liked your episode on that, by the way. Carbon shoes in training, yes or no?
No.
Carbon shoes in racing.
Yes.
Duh. Biggest pet peeve?
People not saying thank you. Like you hold the door open for somebody, say thank you.
I like it. Texting or voice memos?
Voice memos.
Ooh. Sweet or salty?
Oh, really depends. I like them both.
Oh, you can't. You gotta pick one. Okay, no, it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go salty. Salty. I love pickles.
Ooh. Okay, like the sweet pickles? Like the butter pickles?
All pickles. I literally
Dill
go into
pickles.
the grocery store and like just drink the pickle juice.
Oh my
It's
God.
so good.
You need more salt. Oh my gosh, yes. You were talking about in your episode how much salt you sweat. You need more salt in your diet.
No, I take a
Clearly.
lot of salt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad. Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. You just need to put pickle juice in one of your soft flasks. You know?
Hey, yeah, maybe we'll see this. I just don't know if I want to burp that up.
What?
I kind of like the pickle as, that experience that I have post run. I don't know if I want to ruin it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna be texting Chris Myers as he's pacing you up Black Canyon and being like, pickle juice! And he's gonna be like,
Oh, yes! He's cramping!
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
A habit you wish you'd quit.
I would say celebrating others, but not myself.
Oh, I love that. That's a great goal. I love that.
Yeah, I'm really good at building other people up, and then I talk about myself, and I'm like,
what the
Tabor, you
heck?
suck!
No more of that, Tabor. Done with that.
No, I know.
Ending
Negative.
today. Celebrating yourself. Put that oxygen mask on,
Yeah.
Shoot. All right. Last thing you Googled.
It was, what is the largest animal in the world?
And blue whale.
The blue whale! Yes! But then I went down this terrible deep dive of YouTube videos of the largest animals in the world, and it's terrifying.
Okay, what else? Blue whale, I feel like, is like the size of
you have
buses or something.
It's like, yeah, you can sit, the fun fact is you can sit 5 or 6 full-grown men on the tongue of the blue whale.
Oh, okay. That's too big. Too big?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Can you imagine scuba
And
diving next to one?
no, I don't like the ocean.
That's so
Like, no.
scary. I can't
Like,
imagine.
and then they even put in, like, they even say, like, biggest, like, animal we know of. And I'm like, what do you mean that we know of?
Terrifying.
Like,
Oh god, that's terrifying.
what's down
But the
there?
sad thing is, I mean, like, they're not terrifying, right? Like, a blue whale is just like this gentle giant, like, it's not trying to eat you, but
Yeah, until you're, like, swimming with the krill, and
yeah,
then
I mean,
you're screwed.
what, the
Then
baleen?
you're
You could
like
probably fit
Jonah.
through their baleen. Isn't that the thing that you like,
I don't know. I'm not good with animals. I
okay.
just think they're
Only
cool.
marsupials. Okay, love that. Alright, what's the most useless talent you have? There's only a couple more, I promise.
Ooh, most useless talent. I can sing.
Sing!
Um, I won a talent show once in high school. Yeah, but it's not getting me anything. It's not, you
I
know.
mean, I don't know. You've got lots of hidden talents. I'm like, you can debate anyone. You can ride the cows or like the I don't know. What is it called when you're a kid and you ride the like it's like a
Mutton
rodeo?
busting.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I can mutton bust. Well, I used to be able to mutton bust.
You have to be like
Yeah,
3
so
feet tall.
singing, it's not really serving a purpose.
Yeah, useless. Okay, I like it. All right. Favorite fueling brand right now?
Well, obviously, precision,
Tell
and
me
I
why.
love first of all, it never upsets your stomach. There's no flavor fatigue because there is no flavor. Um, and I love their shoes. Those things. Those are like Turkish delight from Narnia.
Okay, have you heard our podcast? We literally gave an ad about the chews saying that they tasted like Turkish delight. I swear to God.
Yeah, no, I have told Eli this from the very beginning. I'm like,
They're
they're
delicious.
so. Yeah, I like the little powdered sugar. I know it's not powdered sugar, but
It's something on top. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it hits right,
Every
everyone.
time. Yep, you never get bored. Okay, also, another shout out. I have been I mean, I'm about to race and I should have done this like a long time ago, but I'm getting really scared about everything being NSF certified, like safe for sport.
Yes.
I'm just like, it's scary, right? And I'm like, I need to double check everything again. Honestly, I listened to Beth McKenzie's interview on Free Trail and it
Oh,
scared the living daylights out of me. I was like, oh my God, a
yes.
salt cap? Are you kidding me? Anyway, so fun fact, Precision Fuel and Hydration, all NSF certified. So you can
Safe.
sleep well at night. All right.
Yes.
What's your favorite shoe right now?
My favorite shoe right now is probably I love one of the road shoes that Adidas has, and it's the SL Evo.
Okay.
We've been putting a lot of miles on the treadmill, and it's kind of like it's a really nice shoe for that. And yeah, it's super comfy, super light. It's awesome.
Nice. Carbon?
And since, nope.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
carbon for racing, but not carbon for training gal.
Yeah, I want to keep my feet
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
healthy,
Yeah.
everything strong.
After a
Yeah.
navicular fracture, you're like, we're gonna just take a big risk on
Yeah.
race day, and then yeah. Anyway, all right. Tell me what you're excited about right now.
Ooh, I'm excited that trail running is having its moment and people are respecting it. I think
Yeah,
for so long it was a look down upon, like the hippies go and run and eat along the way and it's slow and they just can't cut it as other runners. And so I think it's really cool that it's like, no, these are legitly incredible athletes and good luck doing it any better than they can because it's really hard.
it's really
And so
hard.
I think, yeah, I think people are having their trail running is having its
It's having its
moment.
moment, and people know, right? Like when you see an ACG cross the finish line in third place at CIM, you're like, "Dang, okay, trail runner," right?
Yeah.
So there is moments like that where you're like proud to have trail runners represent on the roads too, and then you have all
Mhm.
these roadsters coming over to trail. Yeah, what do you think
Yeah.
about racing Molly? Is that a fun? Do you know Molly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super. I don't know her personally. I followed her journey through high school because she was like a little bit older than me. So watched her like win Foot Locker and I was in like the same race as her. And then like same with college. And so
Oh,
it's
it's
kind of
cool.
just been like knowing her as an athlete. And yeah, I think it's fun that like she's putting her money where her mouth is, in the sense of like, I'm going to try trail, and she's not just going to come and do some like, you know, local,
Like
nobody
Shelby,
knows
who,
trail race.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm not
I'll
going
do
to
it for
say
a long
names.
run. Yeah, I was like, come on, come on.
In this
Yeah,
trail race and I won. I'm like, okay, but like
right,
it was the backyard trail race. Like,
right. Like she's trying
and
to get a
like,
ticket to go to Western States. Like that doesn't happen.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah. So I'm glad that she's like, she's throwing herself into deep competition and willing to be vulnerable enough to do that. Yeah. So excited to see how it goes for her.
Yep.
I think she'll probably learn a lot after 50K. Because yeah, if you've never ran longer than 4 hours, it's real.
It's real. Yeah, no, it takes some swings. I mean, some people get lucky, right? But like Francesca Pupi can figure it out. But it did take how many years of ultras to be able to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
for
it's
sure.
going to be interesting to watch, and I'm really excited to see Des finally do a bigger race, which will be fun.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how big Black Canyon 50K is, but it'll be fun to have her out there anyway. And anyway, yeah, it's fun. I do think it's having its moment. I think the last couple years it's like growing and it's getting more and more competitive, and there's more and more people going all in and not
Yeah.
working 4 jobs. Like they're really committing to the sport, which is really fun and fun for fans. And yeah, generally. All right, that's fun. Last question. One thing you would tell your 21-year-old self.
Ooh. I've said this on another podcast, and I still think I'm gonna ring true to it.
Wait, somebody else
Is do what
had
you
that
want.
question? Really?
They said like, what's something that you would tell your past self?
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
not like
Okay.
right at 21, but like, I don't know. I think do what you want to do. I think especially in your early 20s, you're impressionable, right? It's like, what is everyone doing around me? What's socially acceptable? What's culturally acceptable? Um, Even within your family, what's acceptable? And I think like, hey, if it makes you happy, go do it. And who cares if it's the best paying job? Who cares if it doesn't make any money? Who cares if it seems like it's going to be a flash in the pan or not? Like, go do it, because I look at my grandma and she's 90, and it's like she looks back on her life and her and my grandpa did a lot of things. And I think she took advantage of that, of like, yeah, we're going to go travel. Yeah, we're going to go do these things. And I think you should do it and not just hang out and be like, well, this is what I was told to do, so I'm gonna do it. And yeah, just do what you want.
It's a great message heading into the new year. And well, I mean, we're in the new year, but heading into February soon, and that feeling of just going, following your heart,
Yeah.
acting, right? It's like, what's that quote of mood follows action? I think that's it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And I love that. I think about that often where if you just act, if you move, go forward, then that can
Yeah.
change the rest of your life. Yeah.
Parents are probably gonna hate me when I'm like, do what you want.
Do
I'm like, don't listen to that podcast. Don't listen.
My kids will just ski all day or play hockey, and I'm like, okay, all right. Anyways,
Mom,
go
I'm
kids, I support you. You go out and flourish. Well, Tabor Hemming, Tabor Shoal. We never got into that. That's your real
yeah.
name, your legal name. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Is there anything we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
I don't think so. Just like everyone should keep listening to this podcast, because we have incredibly strong women that are doing really big things, not only in the sport, but in their communities. And so, yeah, keep listening and downloading.
Tabor, thanks. You're a gem. We love having you in our sport. I loved having you on the pod, and I can't wait to see you at the next start line, whatever that may be.
Okay. Well, good luck in Tarawera.
Yeah,
And
I'll be following a Black Canyon. I think I can follow because it's like a day before, actually, with time difference
oh
or
yeah.
something, even though it takes place
That'd be
technically on
fun.
the same day. Anyways, I'll be feeling the energy big time. Either way, I'll be getting updates. Anyways, big fan. Love you so. And thanks again for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed the episode today. That was so much fun. Thank you, Tabor Hemming, for coming on and spending some of your precious time with us. Let us know what you think. We love to hear from you. Give us a follow on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, give us 5 stars wherever you listen to this podcast. Please, 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, then don't bother. Thank you to Osprey for supporting the show. And of course, Precision Fuel and Hydration for sponsoring the pod. Use code TTNP15 at checkout at precisionhydration.com for 15% off and to support the show. I hope you can take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and go out into the world and spread some kindness to yourself and to those around you. See you out there.